board in the middle here. And family members, if you want to move to a better spot to get a better picture, you can wander around and get where you need to be.
All right. You raise your right hand for me, please. On this date, you are hereby commissioned as a peace officer to serve as a police constable for the Blunden Township Police Department pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 509.01. As such, you shall affirm the following. I,
Justin Feinhouse,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States of America,
and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
and the laws and ordinances of London Township,
and the laws and ordinances of Blunden Township.
and I will discharge the duties of the office of police constable
I will discharge the duties of the police constable
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Thank you. Where do you want a picture?
Well, right here is good.
Sit with the flags in the back.
Yeah, the flags are in the back. All right.
Trustee Hill, will be appropriate to introduce him here to see him get sworn in?
Oh, absolutely, of course, please.
Tell us who's here with you, Justin.
So, starting left to right in the back, that's my cousin Riley, my grandmother Roseanne, my grandfather Randy, my father Justin, my aunt Jamie, and then my friend Vicky.
Welcome, thank you for being here for this. Congratulations.
I saw y'all wandering around out there taking a look at the digs, so.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations again to Officer Feinhouse. We're gonna have public comment next. If you do want to speak, please come up to the podium. Be sure to state your name, state your address if you would like, and move in as close to that microphone as you possibly can. Our audio and visual seems to be a lot better, but let's do everything we can to make it as good as possible. So if you have anybody who has comment tonight, come on up.
I think you all know me, but it's Chris Stevco, 5816 La Paz Place. And I have a question about our website. It is the most unuser-friendly thing I have encountered.
We all agree.
For me to find code compliance, I have to go under zoning, because if you search the little search word code of compliance, nothing comes up. If I want to search events, I type in events, nothing comes up. Now, I'm not the smartest person when it comes to computers, but I'm telling you, this is bad. I literally cannot find anything using the search bar. So if we could maybe get somebody to look at that, I would truly, truly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Do
We're
you
on
wanna-
it.
Yeah.
I'll let Pat comment more because he's probably had more communication with the company.
Yeah, so Tim and I both met a company at the OTA conference. They called me last week. They're setting up a time next week to come out and talk to us. A couple things. A, to look at what would it take to redesign, make more user-friendly, search capability, as well as by April of 2027, we also have to be ADA compliant on our website. So we're working on both those things with SFG or SPG.
STG, I think.
TG, yeah.
Something, it's his last name in technology group.
Yeah, right, so we met the son and the father that run the company. I had one conversation with them, and they want to come out next week, sit down, review our website, talk about what we want to accomplish, and then what it would take to get it there. So it is in the process.
The OTA is helpful in that because they're the ones who brought that in front of us and really alerted me to the fact that I didn't know it was coming up to an ADA compliance deadline. So they'll let us tackle both things. So.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything to say tonight? All right. If that is, yes, please.
Hey, my name is Brad Williams, live at 3401 Paris Boulevard. I was wondering, I read that you guys are going to be discussing voting on community garden matters. I was wondering what those matters are going to be. I have a community garden plot, I really love it, and I care about it, so I was wondering.
Okay, yeah, I think that is coming up. That's going to be whenever we get to Pat.
Community gardens is
We
great.
provided you the
Oh,
information
okay.
tonight.
Oh, we're not going to be doing anything with it tonight. Okay.
We can answer a couple questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
if you have
perfectly
something
fine.
specific.
And Matt, you can speak to this as well. What we're trying to accomplish is we're going to need land in the future for cemetery and Harvest Garden. We also have gardens that are being for lack of better terms,
Misused.
misused. They're
Left
coming in,
unkept.
they're going into our barn when Matt's not around and taking dirt out and different things like that. So what we're trying to do is say, if you're a township resident, you're first, and if we don't have enough, or not that we don't have enough, the other is if you had a garden for 3 years plus, even if you're not a resident, you still would be. So come on in. We have enough to serve the people we believe that, like yourself, or really want to be part of that. It's the outliers we have that don't live in this township. They've had 2 or 3 garden plots, and they're taking advantage of overuse of water, overuse of dirt, overuse of some of the things we provide. So 2 reasons. 1, we want to get a better control on it and make sure the residents are getting the benefit of it. And 2, we're going to need some of that land. So we're shrinking it from 60 to 25
Correct.
lots. So come on in, reserve your lot. But the main reason is we will need cemetery land in the next 2 to 4 years. And we can't just say, okay, we can start burying folks here. We have to prepare that land. It has to be, a road's going to have to be cut back through there to take advantage of that. And I talked to the trustees about that before. So we're not trying to do away with the gardens. We're trying to make it more manageable, fair to residents, and I think you'll be fine. Come on in and see us.
Yeah, sounds good. Do you know when it's all gonna be cemetery? Do you have a?
Oh, it'll be 4 to 6 years before we run out. Around 4 years at the pace we're going, that we'll run out of land that we have already plotted for lots. However, in about 2 years leading up to that, we're gonna have to start preparing that land back there because we have to get electric to it. We have to get a road cut through to there. So there's gonna be some things we have to look at over the next 2 to 4 years.
But we're not looking to get rid of it.
So eventually,
No.
that garden will be on the northeast side of our property, behind the salt barns. There'll be a small garden, and it'll probably be about 25 gardens, and we'll have water there in the future.
And so we're never trying to get rid of it. We're trying to
Maintain that size.
maintain that size going forward.
Yeah, great. Well, if I have any input on that, if you're gonna move the garden plots
Uh-huh.
eventually, the sooner the better. We can have a permanent place, because soil health you build up over years. I'd love to have a garden there for 10 years. I can just have my great soil in there. I'd love to have like garlic growing there over the winter and stuff like that. But every time we move the plots, then I basically just start fresh. It's kind of
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else tonight? Okay, thank you. We're gonna move on to trustee comment. Selena?
Okay.
You.
As always, to keep our residents informed about what our officers do for us, every month I provide an information on their runs. During the month of February alone, our police made 307 runs. Huber Ridge had 46, Sunbury Woods was 16, Cleveland Heights was 16, Hoover East, east side of Sunbury Road was 6. The additional runs not included in the preceding totals are for the areas outside of neighborhoods like Westerville Road, Industrial Park, Sunbury Road, 161, 270, etc. And I invited the Franklin County Auditor to present at our upcoming regular trustee work session. Franklin County Auditor Michael Stenziano will attend the next regular trustee work session, which is Wednesday, March, not 15th, that's 23rd, isn't it?
21st
Yeah.
is a Saturday. 25th is our next meeting.
25th. That was that original wrong date that we had. At 5:30 p.m. It's going to be held right here at the Senior Center, London Township, right where you are. Auditor Stenziano will provide an informative presentation covering several timely property tax topics, including, and of course, you're able to ask questions as well, the tax abolishment issue, how to apply for and who qualifies for the homestead reduction exemption, additional ways residents may be able to reduce property taxes, how to read and understand your property tax bill and levy allocations, what the triennial update is and why it occurs, steps residents may take if they disagree with a newly assessed property value. It's going to be extremely informative, and once you understand how to do it, I'm telling you, you can do it all the time, yourself. You don't need a lawyer to do it. You can go online and do it yourself. Residents are encouraged to attend and take advantage of this opportunity to learn more about how property taxes are calculated and what options may be available to get your property taxes and assessed values lowered. If you're concerned about your property tax increase and the upcoming triennial assessment, you should attend and tell all of your neighbors. That's all.
Thank you. And thank you for reaching out and bringing him. That's going to be good for
Yeah.
everybody.
He's really good. very informative. I think the township residents, if they can't make it here, at least should watch it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he tends to go around town as these events go on, so if you happen to miss this and for whatever reason can't watch it, I'm sure that they will be posting other events around here too, so.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But he's gonna be
Yeah,
right
if he's gonna be
here.
right here, you should definitely come. I'm gonna need you guys to balance out the room or something, this is weird.
I know, it's a little weird.
All right, so on my side, I'll give you some, bad news. I guess the Aqua water case, the third-party consultant has reviewed everything based on what they had applied for back in May of '25. They expected the rates to go into effect by April of '26. My guess is it's going to be pretty accurate, April-May timeline. Based on the numbers that came across, there's probably a little bit of a reduction from what Aqua filed, but it is still pretty, kind of a mid-teens style increase, unfortunately. So there's not a lot that we can do. It's all up to the Public Utility Commission at this point to look over it and make a decision, but I just wanted to throw it out there so people would kind of have an idea that that's coming up and you can be prepared. I have continued to field responses, or inquiries, I guess, from residents about gas and electric utilities. That continues to be a hot topic. I myself can see that I've saved myself $20 to $40 a month on electric, and so far not as much on gas, but I'd say $10 to $15 on every single month. So if you can use the Apples to Apples site to do that, it's great. If you need help doing it, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. Or I don't know my township cell phone number, but you feel free to text me. It is on the website. That is perfectly fine as well. Last week I was asked to speak to a younger scout group, just really basic stuff about what being a trustee is and what a vote means. It was a really fun experience. The kids were running circles around me, but they were pretty attentive, and that was a fun time. They broke out Pinewood Derby cars afterwards, and then it really threw me back to when I was a kid, so that was fun. And they have really cool designs now, so. And then the last thing, which probably should be in announcements, but the Breakfast with the Easter Bunny has come up here.
20.
Thank you. 9 to 11 a.m. I will be there. Feel free to come and say hi. Bring your kids, families, all that fun stuff. That's all for me.
Thank you. All right. I don't have much, just a couple things. I went over to Sunbury Woods Commons last week at the request of a resident who has had flooding in their backyard for decades, it sounds like them, and a neighbor, and just did a quick little walk around in the Commons area, the main entrance there off of Valley Quail, and yeah, sure enough, it's flooded, everything is. So I talked to Matt and Pat briefly about the possibility of putting in rain gardens there to mitigate some of that flooding, both for the park and for the residents. And in addition to that, Delina, you suggested having the Franklin County drainage engineer come out and do a quick little free study. So we're just looking over in that area to see what can be done to help those residents and also to help the park. And if the rain gardens will help, that is such a win-win to be able to negate that water that's going in there, and also to build something that's environmentally friendly and beautiful for the park and really add to it. So I'm super hopeful about that. Also over there in Sunbury Woods, I want to throw out the tip that Matt, you gave me the other day. Somebody had some down blinds in their backyard, and AEP, ATT, Spectrum, and somebody else, everybody, Breezeline, they all said, no, it's not ours, deal with it. And your tip was just call the non-emergency fire department, and you guys will come out and make sure that it gets taken care of. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So now we know how to handle that. I think that's about it. Oh, one other thing that I did want to throw out there, at the last work session, we had real briefly discussed, and I think you and I at least were on the same page, I can't remember about you, possibly going to monthly meetings rather than semi-monthly meetings, going for a little bit of quality over quantity, especially now that we're doing those work sessions, where we could come in for those nights. We're here for a work session for an hour, then we have our regular meeting, we get everything done. The other meeting that we would be getting rid of would still be kept basically on hold, not on the regular Linden Township calendar, but we would know ourselves like, hey, if we need a special meeting for something, don't go out of town for that date. Know that that might be when we're coming in to do those things. So I wanted to throw that out and see what the thoughts were there.
Like a trustee meeting?
Regular trustee
Okay.
meeting, instead of
Regular
having
trustee meeting. Okay.
2 regular trustee meetings, we would have,
I
when we
see.
have the work session and the regular trustee meeting at the last Wednesday of the month.
I got you.
That would always be there, and then that first one, it would be canceled on the schedule, so we'd have to have a resolution for that. But just, we would know that, hey, we might still have to come in for that. That would be a perfect time to do special meetings.
Or business, if we had business in
Yeah,
Henderson too.
right,
I
and
mean,
we
I do-
needed to do it.
I do
yeah.
not hate the idea of doing that just for the effective special meetings, but I would like to know what does that do for fiscal sign-offs for.
Oh, we'll still have to come in and sign.
Right, I
You
mean,
just have to commit to,
Right.
Amy sent a message out and said, we've got checks and POs to be reviewed and signed.
Yeah.
7 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the morning, noon, doesn't matter. As long as we got 2 trustees and Joanne, it doesn't have to happen on this Wednesday.
well, makes it easy.
Right, it does.
I think I'm okay with that. I would kind of like to know what people think.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'd almost like to
Absolutely.
say, does it interest you? Do you need to
Peop-
see?
People,
People.
like, do you feel like we're taking
I don't wanna-
something away?
I don't wanna pull that away if they feel like this is a really informative session, you know?
Right, yeah.
Or if we
I
could get a
that.
bigger group, if we do it once a month, so that they
Maybe.
know.
Yeah, because I know there's, plenty of times that we've come in for a meeting and it's a 12, 15-minute meeting because nothing's really being done.
Right.
So, yeah, if we came in and said, let's do it all at once, and,
Well, just the public see.
yeah. Do y'all have any other?
You wanna know?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
Yeah, we're doing that middle Q&A now. Hey.
Stepco 5816 Lamont. I have concerns about going to once a month, and this is probably because I'm still not over some of the issues that happened in the past. We agreed to transparency and communication, and now it sounds like you're taking a meeting from us where that transparency and communication would be. So I am hesitant, actually I'm a little shocked, but also hesitant because we need to build this community back up. And the only way we can do that is to keep the lines of communication open. And I know this comes from a place of love. I get that. But it does sound like, you know what? We're just not gonna let them talk. So now we're not gonna let you talk. We're gonna give them a whole meeting and then they don't even have a chance. And I know some of that is my past with this community. So just please take that into consideration. We want that transparency, we want that communication, and I am concerned getting rid of a meeting cuts that out. Thank you.
Absolutely, I get that, yeah. Anybody else? Any thoughts on it either way?
We're trying to get a handle.
Can you come up and talk into the mic? Because nobody will hear you, and then we get yelled at.
Yeah. You get the email.
We're trying to get I've been searching the websites, trying to get looking at budgets and everything else, and it's impossible to find. I saw today that you have to put a written request to see things and all that stuff, and then come in person, and this is the internet age, shouldn't we have that? I'm trying to keep track of paying bills, so now, instead of tracking paying bills, which there still seems to be some extra things in the budget, now I have to catch them once a month, whereas if we're looking every 2 weeks and say, why are we putting this much into this or whatever, so it really, you know, you guys are salary or paid by the hour, I don't know, but it is not a move to transparency, it cuts us out, and it's hard enough to keep track, and I'm still trying to keep track of what's going on fiscally in this township, but now it's gonna make it harder. So,
Let me ask you this, because like the fiscal reports we're putting out there online now, that would still be done every 2 weeks. We wouldn't wait for the month, right? We could still do that, because like you said, we'd still come in and we'd sign stuff, we would put everything out there. So,
but what if we object to something paid, what if we object to a bill? Have to wait a month, and we find out it's already been paid?
well, I don't know
Yeah.
what your, what's that?
The budget's set, the bills are being paid or appropriated already, that money's been appropriated or approved for those purchases. We're not making purchases outside of appropriated funds, so there shouldn't be anything. You could have a vendor question or something that you can send to us and ask us about, but to actually argue about a particular bill wouldn't make sense because it's already in the budget, it's being paid. I'd have to have an example where, under Joanne, I can't think of an example, so.
I don't know what the review consists of, so I,
Right, I don't know what you're looking at or what you're seeing, you're saying, oh, that's what are they paying that for? I'm happy to answer anything about any vendors if you want to
Well,
talk
we
about
can discuss out of the meeting.
Sure,
because I'm
sure.
not finding what I need.
Sure.
It should be, everything should be on the internet PDF right now.
I will say, that if, I hate to use the email, but if you receive the email that is attached, I believe, I think that I saw that in the most recent draft of that. But either way, I mean, it is on the internet, so it's there. I think that gets posted when we post, so that would be a
Right.
good way to check.
I think, Paul, you're talking more about budget than payments.
Yeah, I still have questions. You know.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Pass that police backlog, I'd like to see what it is.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we need to talk about, the meeting stuff a little bit more, but, yeah, absolutely. All right, thank you guys.
You know, every other weekend that bad. Camel comes, you always have something to say.
We're not, obviously, I'm all about trying to give a bigger voice. It's more just, again, just.
Productivity.
Yeah, productivity,
Yeah.
quality over quantity. If we are coming in to do a meeting and the only thing we're doing is sitting up here for 5 minutes and saying approve, 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 approve. Like, oh man, what if we waited until we had all the stuff and we came in and actually did things? Yeah, and just were more productive.
Not that we don't do things.
Yeah, yeah. But this meeting is the smallest amount of work that any of us do. So.
See, now you realize
Yeah.
what's involved in
Well,
being a
yeah,
trustee.
that's obvious to anybody at any meeting. I'm not a meeting
But,
person.
but I don't know that they are until they're up here, you know what I mean? And then you feel all the calls and you want to help the public and you want to do better and you want to create ideas. And it's nonstop. It's 7 days a week. It's not just the meetings that we're here doing this. So we're here for everyone.
Yeah, we can work harder if we don't have to come in twice. You can just come to my house, Chris. All right, I think we're gonna move on from here. That was the last of my trustee comments. And we're gonna move over to fiscal officer Burry.
Yes, have you had a chance to review the regular meeting minutes from February 25th?
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve those?
I move to approve as written, trustee meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the table to approve the minutes, seconded by trustee Siamaco. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to review the purchase orders?
Yes.
And may I have a motion to approve those?
I will move to approve the purchase orders as presented.
I'll second. We have a motion on the table to approve the purchase orders. We have a second. Any discussion?
No.
Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to review the bills?
Yes.
I'll move to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the table to pay the bills as presented. We have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to review the bank reconciliation for January?
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve that?
I will move to approve the bank reconciliation as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the table to approve the bank reconciliation as presented. We have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Next item, which Pat could provide more information if needed. The stove here in the senior center is at end of life. Parts are not available, and it is slowly failing. So this is a request for supplemental appropriations to replace the senior center stove in the amount of $6,500.
Are you providing any more information?
That money came from the Columbus Foundation, anonymous donation. They can only be used at the senior center. The stove is $5,800 plus a plumber to come in, so that donation will cover the entire stove.
Fantastic. Thank you. I will move to approve the supplemental appropriation for the purchase of the new stove.
All right. We have a motion on the table to approve the supplemental appropriation for the stove. We have a second. Any discussion?
I think it's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells, guys.
Smells like gas in here.
All right, call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Simonaco?
Yes.
And then the last item I have, is just to let you guys know where we are with the Clemens Nelson's wage study. You know, as a service organization, our people are our best resource, and want to make sure we're taking care of them. We had a staffing and wage study done for the police department not too long ago, and we've implemented some of those recommendations and are hopeful to implement some more of those in the future. The elected officials receive a 5% from the state through the Ohio Revised Code. So Pat and I really wanted to look at our non-union, non-elected employees and make sure that they are getting a fair wage based on the comparables. So Clemens Nelson pulled together a whole bunch of data from surrounding townships, similar in size, and provided those comparables to us. Pat and I have talked about some scenarios to get that implemented. We are bound by our resources, so we can only do so much. So I'm going to be working on some forecasts and some different scenarios of how we could get our people closer to market. And by market, I mean those comparable townships. And then we'll be bringing that recommendation forward to you all, hopefully here within the next month.
Are you able to send that study to us now?
I'll send you a copy tonight, or tomorrow morning, and then the scenarios will come back after that, a week or two, whenever Joan has those put together. The study did show that there was 20 townships that were asked to send them information. 14 of them did, six didn't. It shows that as a whole, the non-union folks are about 23.96% below market.
23.96.
Below market. We know we can't get there, but like I said, we want to run some, Joanna want to run some scenarios and say, you know, what can the budget, based on our resources, withstand and get people there. We don't want to, just like any other organization, we don't want to lose good people because of that. But there are other benefits of working here, and everyone knows that as well. We'll have those conversations. But we'll get this stuff together, and I will send you the study. So you'll have that first, and then you can look at the scenarios after that.
And part of what we need to look at as trustees when we're looking at that study is some of these townships, like yours, Genoa, they have much more money in their
Absolutely.
budget. So we'll just, you know, kind of look at that as a whole
Yeah.
and see which townships responded. And
A whole bunch of them respond. Mifflin and Prairie and Perry and Jefferson, a whole bunch. But we don't believe in getting to market makes sense. We know that. What can we do to help out? So that's what we're putting together for you. Okay?
All right. I think we're sticking with you, Pat.
When you get the study, can it be put on the website? The public can see it?
After they review it, sure, the study will be put out there.
Can it be
It's a
put
public
out?
record.
38 email clicks to find it, like only 17 clicks to find it or something.
All right, Pat, I think it's you.
Yeah, so the trustees, the pleasure of the trustees was to, through the work session, through discussions, was to create a neighborhood advisory committee, not spelled correctly there, neighborhood advisory committee. You guys had some guidelines and so forth and what we wanted to do. I sent that out as an addendum with a resolution on top of that, putting this in place with the addendum being kind of the outline of what it's going to look like. So if your pleasure, I would ask you to entertain the passing resolution that I have in front of you, which is 2026-07 to create the NAC.
Yes, I absolutely will move to approve resolution 2026-07 as presented.
But I will second.
All right, do we have any discussion about this one?
be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, absolutely. And for any of you, I think everybody kind of has heard what we've been talking about with this. This is the committee that we can build all the subcommittees underneath. So we have these resident-driven initiatives out there from throughout the township. So everybody is working together and coming up with stuff. And we're here to just be guides to help you along the way. And I hope it turns out the way we want it to. All right, call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
Next, there was a desire to have, consider joining FACT,
From Valley Creek.
yeah, the Friends of Allen Creek and Tributaries. And I looked into that, I spoke to the council about, the IRS regulations that had to be met. This organization does meet those IRS regulations. This would be something that had to be done every year. You have to pass a new resolution, you cannot have it renewed. So we'll have that in the notes and in the resolution. But there is a resolution in front of you to approve a $500 membership to FACT as presented. That came from Julie Don.
I'll move to approve the $500 membership to FACT as presented.
All right, we have a motion on the table to approve the $500 membership to FACT. We have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Sobel?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
And a couple little things I wanted to touch on. We were asked to start doing employee spotlights, and everybody write up a biography of themselves to me. So what we're gonna try and do is do 2 spotlights in March on our Facebook page, on our website, and then April 1st, those spotlights will go in the newsletter. In April, we'll do 2 more, and in May, not the newsletter, the email blast. And we'll do that every month until we hit all 13 of the non-union, and then we'll look at union as well, and do some police officers and so forth. We're gonna stick with non-union first, just because I'm in charge of it. So we'll do all that. I think the next one we're gonna do is gonna be Miss Taylor. So we'll get that one together and get that out, Taylor Boyd. So that'll continue. And then the other thing is, I don't want any action on this tonight. I just wanna bring an idea to you. We could even have this as part of the next work session. It probably makes sense to do that. The newsletter, I met with Valerie Shaw, because she does the newsletter here, and Taylor Boyd, and we sat down and said, how can we continue to get great information out to our residents with the newsletter, and do it more often, do it quarterly, so we're getting 4 of these out a year. What's the cost look like? And we looked at a format that takes it down to this size. I'm gonna give you each one of you this to take with you. Again, I don't need any action tonight. Ideas, scribbles, emails to me saying it would make sense to do this. It's got a spot for each elected official on the front, and it's got a spot for all the department heads here, and it's got all the information, dates, activities, events. There's spots for pictures and stuff that we didn't put in there. And then on the back, all the important numbers would still continue to be there. So there's room for everybody to have input. If we're doing it 4 times instead of 2, maybe sometimes 3, but 2 last year, wouldn't need as much room because we're doing it 4 times, right? So kind of just a new format. So I want you guys to just look at it. I'll give it to you at the end of the night, take it home, come up with ideas, and we'll talk about it next time, if that's okay.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. And that's all I have, unless you have anything else for me.
Not, all right. Matt.
I just have a real quick service department update. On Monday, Chris, Mitsu, and myself attended the 811 pipeline safety meeting. We completed that on Monday.
All right, thank you. Moving on, Chief Belfort.
Next Tuesday, March 17th, there'll be a countywide OVI task force blitz. That's a grant that has officers' overtime being reimbursed for extra OVI patrol. And then I also would like to ask the Board of Trustees to authorize me to make a conditional offer of employment of part-time police officer for Megan Ryan.
I'll move to approve a conditional offer of employment to Megan Ryan as a part-time police officer.
I'll second. We have a motion on the table to approve a conditional offer. We have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Sobel?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
That's all now.
All right, thank you. Chief Miller.
We have a new deputy chief at the Westerville Fire Division. His name is Josh Lester. So he'll be Deputy Chief Lester. He's coming to us from Mount Vernon. He was assistant chief there for about 1.5 years. And he will be the interim chief. My retirement is April 2nd. So he'll be stepping in until a new chief is appointed upon my retirement. So just want to pass that on to the board. And I think I'll be at the next meeting, so that might be my last meeting. And I'll go ahead and say it. All the years I've got to spend up here, it's truly been an honor. Blendon Township has always had a very special place in my heart. I worked at Station 112 for a number of years. This is an amazing community, and I really appreciated the support of all the residents for the fire division, and we've always been here to serve you. This job was never about me. It was always about serving the residents in the community, and I always strongly believed that our fire division was, we're a community-based fire department here to serve you. I have 100% faith in the firefighters and moving forward, and that they will continue with that mission. But we're always here when you need us, and that will continue way beyond my retirement. So, again, thank you to everybody. I know there's also some former trustees in the audience, but it's been a true honor for me to serve this community, and I thank you for that.
We love you, and you're gonna be missed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Let's see, do we have any other public comment for tonight?
Folks, Center, 4135 Blue Bonnet Court. April, you had brought up about the flooding in Sunbury Woods Commons. Are you familiar, I believe it's part of the Commons off of Carnation in between Blue Bonnet and Beauty Road?
I haven't wandered over there when it's been wet before.
It's a common area. I was gonna see if you could check on that, because that, right behind Caleb M's house, there's a lot of flooding.
Okay.
I think it's because where the trees are is higher, and so all that runoff comes into those people's backyard.
Yeah,
Probably.
absolutely.
Where'd you say the intersection was?
So between Blue Bonnet and Beauty Road,
Okay.
right off Carnation,
Yep.
it's a very, I don't know if I'd even say lightly used. Every now and then you see some people or some kids back there.
Yeah, there are a couple like that.
But yeah, it's one of
Yeah,
those
it's one
kind
of
of
those
common
inlets,
ones.
yeah.
That would be a good one to take a look at if you're checking the other ones as well.
Yeah, when the engineer comes out, we can do that. And Tim, you were gonna do a walk through the path.
Started
into-
raining, sorry. I was
Yeah,
gonna do it
so-
tonight, and then it started pouring.
You can see where it's flooding. I know when I
Yeah,
was,
thank you.
when I was campaigning, I heard a lot of people in Sunbury Woods talk about the mosquitoes, and that's because of the sitting water.
And they had a pretty bad flood several years ago too, so anything we can do to divert water.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll work on that. All right, anybody else tonight? I think that calls it. Our next regular trustee work session will be on Wednesday, March 25th, 2026 at 5:30 PM, immediately followed by the next regular trustee meeting, same day at 6:30 PM.
Don't forget the Easter Bunny on the 28th,
Easter Bunny on the
9 a.m.
28th.
to 11.
The work
Yes.
session.
The work
The work
session.
session, yeah, the 5:30
Yeah.
meeting.
Pass the word around.
I move to adjourn the regular trustee meeting at 7:08 PM.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Call for the vote. Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you all. Have a good night.